Sorry about that. Gotta make this a two-part video. Hoped my first one would last longer. Apparently not. But, yeah. Back to the brand split that I was so pissed off about. Got that out of the way. So, where's my goddamn list? Oh, hang on. Do not stare at my ass. Sorry about that. So where was I? Ah yes, I was talking about Dolph Ziggler and Natalya. As I was saying about them, decent picks for SmackDown. Dolph Ziggler is basically the veteran, good to great wrestler. Natalya is kind of the same. They're basically wrestlers who you're going to get good matches out of pretty much no matter what, unless the booking is just that awful. But, oh god, just, I like Ziggler, I like Natalya, but two things. One, if the women's division is going to be a Raw thing, have Natalya and Becky Lynch be on Raw. Simple as that. As for Dolph Ziggler, I can totally understand why he's on SmackDown. He would be destroyed if he was on Raw. Yeah, if he was on Raw, Dolph Ziggler would be dead. He is dead. He is deep fried chicken. Actually, that sounds pretty good. I'd probably have to go somewhere. Go to KFC and eat some fried chicken sometime soon. But again, this harkens back to the point I made earlier. Where is Cesaro? What are they doing with Cesaro? He was so hot when he returned this year, and for those few months, he was on top of the friggin' world. So anyways, the next three choices for Raw were Neville, Cesaro, and Sheamus. Thank you, you finally got Cesaro. On the wrong freaking brand. Good going. Hold on, I gotta readjust the camera. There we go. On the wrong brand is Cesaro. God damn it. Okay, Neville I can kind of understand. He's a high-flying dude. They're bringing back the Cruiserweight division. And there's going to be a Cruiserweight Championship on Raw. Neville going to Raw does make sense. But I'm starting to see a pattern here. SmackDown only has two titles. The WWE title and the Intercontinental title. The WWE title, many people, including myself, think for sure shit is going to Raw this Sunday. It's going to be won by Reigns or Rollins. Hope to God it's Rollins, because Reigns does not deserve the title from a suspension on his first night back. So Neville I understand for Raw, what they're doing here. Cesaro is on the wrong brand. Cesaro would be a perfect fit for SmackDown. It'll be like SmackDown 6 all over again. More like the SmackDown shit. And Sheamus. I can kind of understand why Sheamus is on Raw. He was once the WWE champion late last year. Many of you may have already forgotten that. He, for a little bit there, replaced Rollins as the handpicked boy of the Authority. So, yeah. And that, god damn it. That, by the way, was the last of the main show picks for the live SmackDown. And how did SmackDown respond? Actually, hold on. 2, 4, 6. How did they respond? They responded with shit answers. Did they respond with getting Cesaro or Apollo? That was another guy I was thinking of. I know this guy has charisma of a rock at this point, but he's a great wrestler. Where's Apollo Crews? Where is other guys? Going down the list here for both lists. Where's Callisto? Since they're going to make him, you know, a singles guy now, apart from Sin Cara. Where's Paige? Where's freaking... Hold on a second. Yeah?
Can you be more quieter?
Why?
Because.
I'm making a video, honey. Leave the room.
But can you be more quieter?
Maybe. Just leave the room. Brooklyn, I said leave my room.
Still be a little quieter.
No promises. Sorry about that. Apparently my rant is getting too loud. Fuck that. But seriously, where are those guys? Where's Apollo Crews? Where was Cesaro for most of the time? Where's, I don't know, somebody? Where's somebody? Somebody who's at least worth a damn. Where's Kalisto? For the most part, where was Cesaro? Where was Apollo Crews? Where's Paige? Where is Darren Young, who's facing the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, on Battleground? And God forbid Darren Young wins the title, and now all the titles are on Raw and no titles are on SmackDown. That would actually be horrifying to think. And here was another thing. I'll get to him later. I'll get to Bubba Ray Dudley later, because we both know why that needed to split the team up. But what did in storyline? Because I know they probably didn't. I'm sorry about that. I know they probably didn't choose them as their choices. But where? But it wasn't up to Shane O'Mac and Daniel Bryan. Vince obviously made the choice. What were the answers for Cesaro, Sheamus, and Neville? A returning Neville, I might add. Which, by the way, I'm excited to see Neville back. What was the answers to those? The answer was Alberto Del Rio and the Usos. I could not give a shit about either Del Rio or the Usos. The Usos have gotten to the point where they're almost like Roman Reigns. They've been so overexposed to us that we just don't care anymore. And Del Rio has been treated like a joke since he came back to WWE. Honestly, the guy should have stayed in Lucha Underground. But, god damn it, it just pisses me off. It pisses me off how they fucked up with Del Rio because of the Mex America thing with Zeb Coulter. Who on God's green earth could honestly think that would have succeeded? I'll tell you who. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. From everything I've heard, it was Vince McMahon's idea. Why am I not surprised? It seems like whenever Vince comes up with an idea, it falls flat on its fat ass. On its giant Yokozuna-sized ass. Oh, god damn it. So, those are all the main picks for those guys. But it does beg the question, they could have at least counted with Kalisto and Apollo Crews. That would have at least softened it up. Now, granted, because here's the thing. Kalisto and Crews, and I'll explain this later, Kalisto and Crews actually made the list for the SmackDown roster. My question is, why didn't you just name Kalisto and Crews as, as SmackDown guys on the main show? Ever since the fact that Crews just got promoted to the main roster, yeah? Am I still too loud?
We can hear you in the front row.
Oh,
so
man.
Just talk with a normal voice. You're yelling.
Sorry. Bitches, I know. I'm sorry, guys. This is not exactly my house 11, but it doesn't make sense. Why name them on the draft special? Now, I'm glad they had a draft special instead of just, naming them at WWE.com. I commend them for that. but it just sucks. And I'm actually going to go down the list right now. Is this Raw or SmackDown? This is SmackDown. Oh, and I'll get to the announcers. That also pisses me off. Okay, so the list for Raw after the first 18, which were the names I named. The names are the first name was Golden Truth. Why? Why is Golden Truth on Raw? Why are they even a team? Why are they both gone from WWE, period? Because they think it's funny, that's why. Titus O'Neil. Yeah, he's gonna fail. He's gonna fail miserably. Paige, okay. That makes sense. She's not big enough to be named on the draft show, but is one of the first names named on the draft special on the network. Makes sense, okay? Give them that. Darren Young with Bob Backlund. Honestly, he should have been named probably first. Before Golden Truth, that's for goddamn sure. God damn it. Darren Young's facing... is the number one contender for the Intercontinental title. Why don't you name him first or second on the list? Instead of Golden Truth and Titus O'Neil. Sin Cara. Which is actually kind of interesting because from what I heard, Sin Cara and Simon Gotch had a fight backstage before the show started. Those two should be a tag team. Just to piss them off. Jack Swagger. They've done fuck all with him. The Dudley Boys. Now, I'm going to complain about this one in just a moment. Let me just name the others. Summer Rae, Mark Henry, Braun Strowman, Bo Dallas, The Shining Stars, Alicia Fox, Dana Brooke, Curtis Axel, and I'll get to the announce team in a bit. But yeah, that's the roster for Raw. How many wrestlers? 33. A lot of wrestlers. How many of them actually matter? Let's see here. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17... 33 wrestlers are on the Raw roster. Only 17 of them matter. And that's including Sheamus, Cesaro, and Neville. They have been treated like pussy-whipped bitches for the last month or so. I don't recall seeing Sheamus on the Money in the Bank. Actually, no, Sheamus faced... Who did Sheamus face? Did he face Apollo Crews? I can't remember. Yeah, I think he faced Cruz at Money in the Bank, but that match was short. But yeah, so still, I don't get it, guys. I really don't. Someone help me out here. Big Show isn't worth much. Nia Jax, I don't think it's going to be worth much on the main roster. Golden Truth is going to go down a giant toilet into the realm of TNA. Just Summer Rae. Who cares? I don't even remember the last time I saw Summer Rae on Monday Night Raw. Mark Henry. He's gonna retire this year after he leaves. Braun Strowman. I'm going to dread a Braun Strowman Roman Reigns feud. And this only proves actually one thing. There goes the Wyatt family. Broken up again. Except this time, we actually didn't really care. Because the last time they broke up the Wyatt family, we got pissed. Because we actually cared about that Wyatt family. Wyatt, Harper, Rowan. Just ridiculous. Ridiculous ass shit. Let's see here. Bo Dallas. He was part of the social outcast. Nobody cares about Bo Dallas. Shining Stars, they have had one match, in terms of the Shining Star gimmick, they've had one match since all their promos. Idiots. Alicia Fox, I didn't even know she was still in WWE. I thought she was fired, honestly. Dana Brooke, well, okay. She's Charlotte. Kind of makes sense. But she doesn't matter. Curtis Axel, the last guy. Again, he doesn't matter anymore. He used to matter 3 years ago when he was Intercontinental Champion. What happened to that? The Big Show, nobody cares about Big Show. But here's one that pissed me off the most. The Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys are a tag team on Monday Night Raw. Okay. Unless you're going to give them an actual run and make them the tag team champions, you should have broken up the Dudley Boys. Have Bubba Ray go to SmackDown to avoid the shitstorm so far that could be Monday Night Raw. Yeah, having him go up with AJ Styles like they did in TNA. Have him be the Bully Ray character. I would have loved that. Bubba Ray to go singles, for him to go to Bully Ray, be a not a slimy heel, but like a bully big guy kind of heel, beating up a couple of the smaller guys. Just being an overall an asshole in every single possible way of that word. But no, they kept them around because, well, let's face it, if Bubba Ray goes as a singles guy, there's no point in having Devon around. Devon is not that great of a singles guy. If Bubba Ray goes singles, Devon is going to be lower on the card. You might as well have just made him an NXT trainer, which actually is not that bad. That actually would have worked a lot. But no, they kept the Dudley Boys around, and they're probably still just going to be another team on the roster and not the Dudley Boys. They're not the Dudley Boys anymore. They're a team on the roster, on the same level as the Ascension, and I'm going to get the Ascension. That's another team that should have been broken up. So yeah, this list looks like shit to me. The first half looks awesome, but it's not the Raw brand that pisses me off so much. It's the SmackDown brand and how little Vince and co. actually give a shit about SmackDown. They have 25 wrestlers. How many of them do I actually care about? Let's see. There's the first 7. I don't care about Corbin too much. I don't care about Ziggler anymore because of how they've treated him. Natalia? No. Del Rio? Hell no. The Usos? No. And from here on out, this is where it gets all fucked. With the first draft member they had was Kane. Kane on SmackDown is not good. It is not. Fuck you, WWE. Fuck you. Inside of your bunny-filled ass. Kalisto. Makes sense. Except for the fact that he's a cruiserweight type of guy. He belongs on Raw. Naomi. Again, a lot like Summer Rae. And not Summer Rae, but a lot like Alicia Fox. I didn't even know she was still employed. The Ascension. I'll get to them. Zack Ryder, Apollo Crews. Okay, Crews I care about. I want him to succeed. Here's another name they plucked from NXT that just simply wasn't ready. Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, out of the 3 names they plucked out, and I'll get to the third one. We'll get to Carmella in a moment. Alexa Bliss is actually somewhat ready. She's competent enough in the ring. She's good on the mic. She's plausible. So they plucked her out from NXT. I can actually kind of understand why. But honestly, they should have kept her in NXT because another year or so in NXT, I think would have really benefited her, especially if she was going to win the NXT Women's Championship. That would have been cool to see. Alexa Bliss, I would have seen that. Hell yeah, the promos would have been awesome. Let's see here, Breezango. Why? In fact, And the Solo Monster said this on the Sound Off podcast. Why didn't they just break up Breezango and just give Tyler Breeze his own spot on SmackDown? That would have been great. Because that would have given him the opportunity to do what he did best. If you watch his NXT career, Tyler Breeze was fucking awesome. But no. They still have Breezango because Vince is a fucking idiot. Eva Marie. I haven't even seen Eva Marie since WrestleMania. She was horrible at WrestleMania. I haven't seen her at all on NXT. I do not care for Eva Marie. The Vaudevillains, a team that we don't care about anymore. Eric Rowan, which makes it interesting because Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan are on SmackDown. I wonder if Luke Harper's going to be on Raw. Unless Luke Harper comes back on SmackDown and they reform the original Wyatt family. I would be so happy for that. I would be so elated to see that, actually. But if not, then Eric Rowan's is another guy on the roster. Another one that actually pissed me off. Sort of. Mojo Rawley. Are you kidding me? Mojo Rawley is not ready to be on the main roster. I mean, he's gotten a little better with the whole team with Zack Ryder, but they need to actually do something. Now, I'm actually more fine with this NXT pick, other than Finn Balor, of course. I'm actually fine with this. Hang on. Wait a minute. I'm an idiot. Okay, so when I was typing up the list, I forgot a name. During the draft show, they announced American Alpha as a tag team on SmackDown. I was so happy to hear that. So, the Usos was not announced in the draft show. American Alpha was. I apologize for that. So, American Alpha is on SmackDown. Awesome. So happy for them. One little problem. One little teeny problem. The NXT tag team titles are not on SmackDown. They are on Raw. The fuck is wrong with these people? Hey, they got no good teams. They have Breezango and the Vaudevillains. Those are not good teams. You might as well just put them on Raw so you can have them go up against Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Cass. The Dudley Boys, at least, maybe. And the Club, Anderson, and Gallows. So, I must have missed that name. I'm sorry, guys. But, yeah, American Alpha. Sorry, is on that show. I almost forgot about that. So, outside of Balor and American Alpha, I think this is the one that made me scratch my head the least. Because those two are exempt. But Mojo Rawley made me scratch my head the least. Because he's been in NXT for a long time. At least 3 years at least. But then again, Sami Zayn's been on NXT a long time. So that shows exactly how idiotic these people can be. And if this leads to a tag team with the Hype Bros again, I'm not totally against it. It'll give Zack Ryder and Rawley something to do. But Rawley just isn't ready. He's not ready to be on the main roster. Maybe give him a year or so. Give him an actual run. Maybe he will. Give him and Zack Ryder an actual run full-time on NXT for 1 year. And I would be so happy to see that. Here's the last one that pissed me off the most. One of the most, other than Nia Jax, was Carmella. Most of my thoughts go to Carmella as well. She's not ready. Her in-ring skills are not that good. The only really good match that I can think of off the top of my head is the singles match with Bayley, and that's only because, well, it's like Bayley. It's kind of like having a match with Bret Hart back in the day. Bret Hart rarely had a shitty match. And if Bret Hart had a bad match, you know it really, really had to have sucked. Whether it was for the stipulation, how it was booked, or just maybe the wrestler sucked himself. Carmella is not ready. Give her a year or two on the NXT roster, and she'll be ready. But she, like Nia Jax, is completely not ready. I don't care how hot she... I would understand if she was on Raw, if she was going to be the a valet at least for Cass and Enzo. But no, she is going to be a singles female wrestler on SmackDown. She is going to fail. She is going to fall flat on her ass, and just you wait. Whether it's a year from now or so, however far we may go in the future, Carmella's going to be gone, and she's going to flounder somewhere else. Just you wait. It's going to happen. And, yeah, that pissed me off. Now, it sucks. This is a bullshit. And here's the Raw. Okay, here's what I thought the announcing was going to be. For Raw, it was going to be the same. It was going to be Cole, it was going to be Saxon, it was going to be JBL. For SmackDown, I thought it was going to be Jerry Lawler, Corey Graves, and Mauro Ranallo, which would have been a great team. Because, they have a fetish for three-man booths for whatever reason. But, no. Instead, the Raw announced team is Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton. And the SmackDown announced team is going to be Mauro Ranallo, JBL, and David Otunga. Why? What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you, WWE? You fucking fucktards. You could go suck the dick. You could suck the ass coming out of a cactus's dick hole. I would rather shit out a cactus. Fuck. Why? Why? You're taking one of your only good announcers, putting him on Raw is the fucking sin. Because what's going to happen? Vince is going to feed lines into his ears, and Corey Graves is going to... He is going to shit all over Raw. He is going to be the asshole of Raw, which he's already kind of the a-hole of NXT, but he was good there because he gets to do whatever, he can say whatever the hell he wants. He's going to be forced to do stupid comedy and dumb media jokes and all that shit on Raw because Vince is going to be talking to him in his ear. What's going to happen? And what about SmackDown? What about SmackDown? We're getting Ranallo, JBL, and Otunga. Okay. I would have accepted JBL as a commentator, maybe, as a two-man booth. It would have been interesting. Ranallo and JBL, that would have been interesting. But, no. You got David Otunga, who's already an absolutely shit commentator, as we saw just a couple weeks ago, when Styles was facing, I think it was Jey Uso, on SmackDown. And David Otunga, he said something along the lines of, if there's any guy who can beat AJ Styles, it's Jey Uso. What fucking planet does this guy live on? I don't get it. I do not get it. He sucks. I'm still gonna watch SmackDown, guys, but the only reason why I'm watching is for Ambrose, Styles, Cena, only because he's the star power, Orton, and Wyatt. Those 5. And maybe Cruz and Kalisto, but maybe. But those first 5 are the only reason why I'm going to watch SmackDown. Because I don't give a fuck about everybody else. Almost. You know what's the biggest indictment? One of the biggest indictments, and I saw this just earlier today. It was, I got sent a link by Marcus Snowden. Thank you, Marcus. Apparently, WWE announced the brand split back in May. It's been 2 months. They still have absolutely no idea what to do with the titles. The only title that I can only foresee being on SmackDown and staying on SmackDown is the Intercontinental Championship. I don't see the WWE title staying on Raw. In fact, from everything I've heard, the WWE title, at least up till SummerSlam, is gonna be the WWE champion is gonna be rotating, going to Raw and SmackDown each night until they make a second world title, and we don't even know if they're gonna make a second world title. Let's face it. So that already pisses me off. But one of the biggest indictments is that they have no idea what to do with the titles. Most of the titles are on Raw. The WWE title is going to be on Raw. I know it. The U.S. title is going to be on Raw. The women's title is on Raw. The cruiserweight title is going to be on Raw. Is going to be on Raw, on Raw. The tag team titles on Raw. The only title that I foresee staying on SmackDown is one. That is one out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 titles. Only one of them is staying on SmackDown. That is absolutely pathetic. This is how I would have done it. I would have put the Cruiserweights on SmackDown. That's 2. And, I'm not quite sure. I am not sure what to do. Unless they put in some weird title on SmackDown, that would have been that, or take one, maybe the women's, not even that. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't, because they fucked this so hard, and you can tell because they put so many of the great wrestlers on Raw